The Crystal King was a ferocious monster that the power miners ran into in the summer of 2009. This amazing set was so cool that my brothers and I just had to buy it for our dad for his birthday.
Oh, cool, look at his teeth.
We had so much fun building it with him, taking it apart, and building custom creations out of this set. And if you look closely at this model, it's easy to tell that a bunch of little kids really enjoyed it for a lot of years. With so many amazing memories behind this set, I feel like it just deserves a rebuild. LEGO has released so many new pieces and elements, and with some new techniques, I think we could make this thing even more incredible. So I'm gonna grab some bricks and see what I can do. I decided to tackle the biggest challenge at the very beginning, and that is the Crystal King's head. In the original set, it comes with this amazingly sculpted head that just looks so aggressive and mean. My first thought was to reuse the head, but I decided to give rebuilding it a shot. I wanted to get the eyes just right, so I used a rod on a red nozzle piece to stick through a black headlight brick. I angled these pieces and used cheese wedges to get them to sit just right together. After many attempts, I got the rest of the head to form in nicely around the back of the eyes. The Crystal King has a massive bottom jaw with a huge underbite. I wanted to use some interesting elements for the teeth, so I ended up utilizing a light green axe blade along with a Mars mission crystal. With some cheese wedges and a transparent green cone, this mouth is looking full of teeth. I attached it to the head with droid arms and added the 5 iconic spikes to the back of the head. Next, I built the neck, giving it that same light gray scaling that runs down the spine. After completing the neck, I moved on to the torso of the creature. I decided to use ball and socket joints for the arms. At first I was going to use ball and socket joints for the hips, but since that's a weaker joint, I decided to go for the click joints instead. I continued to fill in the body, giving it more shape and eliminating as many studs as possible. To capture the jagged, stalactite-looking armor of the Crystal King, I built 2 light gray chunks of rock that angle across his chest, and over that I placed one of the original light green rock pieces. I attached the huge spike at the base of the neck, and the torso is looking pretty good. For the legs, I wanted to keep the same jagged rock features of the original. I angled them at the knee by using hinge plates and this small wing. Since it's small, I designed it so the leg won't bend. I continued covering it in slopes and spikes. On the side of the leg, I used the same rock slope that was on the chest, just in a different color. Now these legs look buff, armored, and pretty well finished. Let's move on to the feet. To give the ankle as much posability as possible, I used a ball and socket joint with a friction piece. With my first attempt at the feet, I made these really cool angular toes, but I thought they looked too much like a dragon, so I went more for the massive boulder that the original Crystal King has for a foot. After not being completely happy with either of these versions, I wondered if I could combine them. So what I ended up with is a massive rock foot with 2 huge toes for gripping the rock as the Crystal King traverses the caves. I added a little bit of crystal detailing, and these feet were ready to go on the Crystal King. Now it was time for the arms. The original Crystal King has a small bicep, but then massive forearms that he can punch and claw through the ground with. So I started off with the bicep. Using brackets and snot techniques, I was able to give this arm a really cool shape. I added a crystal jutting out the side of the arm and another massive stalagmite spike. And last up was the creature's massive hands. I reused the green crystal piece because it just looks so cool. I built bigger fingers that hinge on mixel joints. And for the end of the finger, I used this harsh looking rock piece that makes it look like the Crystal King has been burrowing through the ground for years. He's got an opposable thumb so he can grab any power miners who are being naughty down in the caves. And with those forearms, this monster is complete. Now if you guys want to build this Crystal King from your own bricks, I designed digital instructions that you can buy at brick-legends.com or in the link in the description below. Now let's compare the original and the mock. In this mock, I was able to take the original and add so much more detail to it. Just take a look at the feet. I love the sharp toes and the smooth organic rock of the new Mach. And as for posability, the Mach can actually move forward and backward rather than just swinging side to side. The new rebuilt legs give the Crystal King an amazing posture, like he's ready to sprint. I really like the torso on the Mach. The angled stalagmite-like rocks look super imposing. The shoulders look better shaped with more detailing. The arm also has a much bigger range of motion. And the part of this Mach that I'm most happy about is the head. The original was so cool, and I'm really happy that I was able to translate that into Lego bricks as well as I was able to. The rebuild has over 3 times as many pieces as the original. Now, over 15 years since we gave my dad the original Crystal King, let's take him this rebuild and see what he thinks of it. So Dad, remember the gift we got you in 2009?
Oh man, the Crystal King.
Yeah. Well, I rebuilt him.
What in the world? You gotta be kidding. That is amazing. That's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Is it mine? It is now. How cool.